Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Still haven't gotten past 9 wins in the arena. Some of the last runs have been very frustrating for completely different reasons, but any of these classes would be reasonable. I haven't done any of them too recently, but I really want to win, so I'm going to take Priest. They're a pretty strong class anyway. Their ability is extremely powerful in the arena. Demolisher is pretty darn strong. Like, Demolisher is a card I like to have in the arena, but it's pretty hard to argue Shadow Madness. Shadow Madness is weird. It's a little bit of a pain to use sometimes. It doesn't always work out right. But it's usually worth at least one. It's hard not to get 1-to-1 with it, and given the right circumstances, you can easily get 2-to-1 out of this card. So we'll take that. It's also annoying. These are all strong cards. This gives you 2 cards without getting you any closer to deck death. It also doesn't help you to get your own combos, because it's copying 2 cards from your opponent's deck. But it's not bringing you any closer to fatigue. The Light Spawn is good for Priest combos. I don't know how many Priest combos I'll have. But it works out with the Priest's heal ability. Its drawback is not as bad as it sounds. And it is a 5/5 for 4. So, I mean, I'd love to have cards for killing things, but Holy Smite is kind of on the weak side, you know? I probably ought to get them, but for now I'm going to take the Light Spawn. If I'm lucky, I can get some of the combo stuff and maybe use that to help me go off and kill people. I don't know how many spells I'm going to have for spell damage, and this thing costs 0, which is nice, but it's still pretty weak for a card, so Bodyguard it is. He's got okay stats. You're a big Bodyguard. You're such a good 2-cost creature that I'm very tempted to take you. But this is like the Priest kill combo thing, or part of it anyway. That doesn't combo with the Light Spawn, but this thing combined with the other one, with the double health one, is what you want. And the thing is, Inner Fire, it's actually a very versatile card. Like, it can make many creatures bigger. It can also make creatures smaller. If your opponent has a creature with high attack and low health, or if you just do some damage to it, you can then reduce its defense. So yeah, I'm going to take the Inner Fire, even though I hate giving up the Amani Berserker. I guess you would go pretty well with Inner Fire, but I don't know, you're a much better creature normally. Priest so I can keep it alive, but I never play these stupid things. He's not even in the running, because I won't have any weapons, so I don't like him that much anyway. But if I'm trying to put together the combos and stuff, like this plus Inner Fire is a 7/7. And unlike the Light Spawn, the Inner Fire, right, is just at the time of casting, so if the creature takes damage after that, it still would have 7 attack in this case. Oh, man. I'll take this stupid Snapjaw. I need to get some Power Words. Injured Blade Master. I mean, these guys are perfectly good things. I don't actually like him that much, but Mind Control Tech. I mean, when he goes off, if your opponent has 4 or more minions and you play this guy, he can get you 3-to-1 advantage sometimes. At least 2-to-1, because he is a thing. He's a decent-sized creature for the cost, and then he's stealing 1. But if you're able to use the one that you steal to kill something else, it just goes crazy. But I'm going to take the Injured Blade Master, because he combos with just being a priest. You're bad. I already took one of you, but Shadow Word Death is probably important. This goes well with the combo stuff. This goes badly with anything. I mean, if you could guarantee you were going to have a charges and the warrior, the War Master that gives all the warrior stuff charged, and even she's going to get nerfed soon. It's in the patch notes. They just haven't been applied yet, which is pretty strange. Bluegill, though, he can kill things. He is like a 2-damage nuke who has the advantage of being a creature. He can stay around. You can do other tricks with him, potentially. The Temple Enforcer would be fat. He makes my other stuff fatter. I don't have any cheap stuff yet at all. I'm going to take the Bluegill Warrior in case. You're about as good as 1-drops get. You're about as good as 2-drops get, barring weird combos. And you're a pretty survivable thing that can do a bunch of damage. Then I can heal you back up. Like, these are all good. I'm going to go with the Imani Berserker. I mean, he doesn't combo well with the Priestess. Like, if I heal him, because he has normal Enrage, not like a crazy power, because he has normal Enrage, if I heal him back to full, then he loses his attack bonus. But he's such a good 2-3 for 2. Since the healing negates that, maybe I don't need him as much. I'll take that tire. We'll go with fatness. What the heck. Speaking of fatness, Molten Giant. I mean, my healing myself all the time is a little bit counterproductive to that. He's so good, though. And the Faceless Manipulator is pretty darn strong for 5. Sort of cheaper. I would normally take the Molten Giant, but I think in a Priest deck, I'm actually going to take the Faceless Manipulator. We'll see. Now, this guy combos with the healing ability pretty darn well. She doesn't, although she's very good in her own right, and a lot faster. I am definitely going to need some stuff for that, for the earlier game. He is not big enough to take advantage of healing. I don't like him. Yeah, I can't really heal her, and even if I get, like, Power Word Shield, she doesn't really benefit from it. But I think I'm going to take the Scarlet Crusader, because I'd rather fill in that 3 and 4 cost strong cards. Now, this guy is strong. This is very good for a Priest, too. And the Questing Adventurer, go nuts. I don't get to play with Abominations often enough, though. If you're stalling, Abominations are fantastic. And even if you're not stalling, basically, unless you have weenies, Abomination's fantastic. I'm not going to have a lot of weenies. But the Light Warden might be worth it, because if nothing comes along and kills her, I mean, she's super fragile, unless I get the Power Word Shields to buff her with. Super fragile, but when I heal anything, like even when I heal myself, she gets +2 attack. She can get big very fast. I guess I'll take her for the early game. I hate passing up the Abomination, though. This guy is really good. We're going to take him. It's funny if I can keep healing you, although I'm almost halfway through my cards. Haven't seen any power words yet, or anything much that increases the toughness, so yeah. You're not very good. You're pretty sad, so yeah, we'll take the Acolyte of Pain. At least he draws 1 card. Okay. It's legendary time. Man, this is a strange selection. So Natpagel is kind of I hate random stuff. So that's the strike against him. And he can't kill your opponent, or any of their minions. He's a 0/4. 0/4 for 2, that's actually a pretty tough creature for 2. And as a priest, I can keep healing him to keep him alive. So the opponents actually have to spend some effort to get rid of him. And if they don't, then I draw a card half of the time at the end of my turn. Including when you play him. When you play him right away, even if he gets killed right away, there's a 50% chance that he draws a card to replace himself. He's weird. Alexstrasza is very expensive. It's an 8/8 for 9. If your opponent is above 15 health, you can nuke them down to 15. And if you're below 15 health, you can heal yourself back up to 15. I just don't see how either of those combos well with being a priest. I think I'm going to go with Hogger, who may sound like a bad thing, especially if you played World of Warcraft. You're like, he's such a newbie mob, but no, he's 4/4 for 6, but at the end of your turn, you get a 2/2 null with taunt. So you're getting a 4/4 and a 2/2 taunt for 6. So it's a lot like pay one more than Silverhand Knight, and the Squire gets taunt, right? Except in this case, first off, the taunt is protecting Hogger himself, and if he doesn't die, he will make a guy every turn. So I'm going to try him out. I always get... Somehow, I always end up doing worse when I get Legends. There's no logical reason. It just seems to happen. I have nothing to do with spell damage yet, which is kind of bad. I really love to get some Holy Novas here. I'd also like to get some Northstar Clerics. Could be a very sad priest deck by the end. I don't think I'm going to have huge numbers of minions. This is such a strong second turn play. And since I don't have any spell damage yet, I'm going to take the Fairy Dragon. It's a very good 2-drop. Okay, Boulder Fist Ogre would be nice, but I need the Power Word Shields to draw through my deck and enhance a lot of my early plays. I get a bonus rare, and my choices are bad, worse, and Mind Control. So we'll take the Mind Control tag. Why not? He might work out. Firesteer can healing, just like some extra healing, which more healing isn't bad, but I think at this point, I'm not that happy with my own deck. I'm going to see what's in the other guy's deck and take those cards instead. This is basically like an Arcane Intellect, but it's weirder. Priest is very stally sort of deck, so hoping that this will help me out. This would help me with the stalling, too. I'm starting to have a fair amount of 3-cost stuff, but I don't know. Okay, this is one of my regular rares. We've got a Secret Keeper, doesn't do me much good. Alarmobot, which I don't have a lot of fat stuff, and yeah, it's an Alarmobot. So we'll take the Imp Master, because as a priest I can keep healing her up, so kind of get infinite 1/1s, albeit extremely slowly and kind of crappy. This is tough. Do I take a Shadow Word Death, which can get rid of a really big threat? War Golem, who can be a big threat, and I really don't have that much fat yet. Yeah, I have so little fat. Or the Bluegill Warrior, who can come out and kill something, maybe. It's way more aggressive. Oh, man. I'm going to take the War Golem, because I don't have enough fat things. This will help protect me longer. The Flesh-Eating Ghoul is pretty good, but he's not that survivable for that. Whereas this guy's very survivable, and I could Inner Fire him for some greatness. He's much better for a priest than he is for most classes. Oh, finally, Holy Nova. I can actually get a Circle of Healing, which combos with some things. I don't have any Northstar Clerics, so that's bad. But this combos with the War Brain Failure Injured Blade Master. Right, the Injured Blade Master, his maximum health is 7, but he comes into play as a 4/3 because he does the damage to himself. You could then Circle of Healing, and boom, you have a 4/7 for 3, which is pretty cool. But that's a very specific combo. I'm only going to have one copy of each of these cards in all likelihood. I more need the Holy Nova to clear out swarms of creatures and stuff later in the game. We have a bonus rare, but my choices are another Mind Control tech. I could have had a million Mind Control techs. I almost could have had enough Mind Control techs to cast and Mind Control one of my Mind Control techs. I know it doesn't work that way, but that's how many I almost had. Mass Dispel is interesting. Like, it draws you a card, and it eliminates all the card text from enemy stuff. Sounds okay, but at a cost of 4, I just don't like it that much. I don't know. I think I'm better off taking a Pyromancer. He's a 3/2 for 2, which is good early game, and you can maybe wipe out you can AoE some stuff with him. It is sort of under your control. Get another Light Warden for more weird rushing healing stuff, which probably won't work out because it'll usually die, or the Soul Priest, which would let me turn my healing into killing. And it's a 3/5 for 4. I think I'm going to take the Soul Priest. Why not? Now here's a choice as we get towards the end of my deck. I could take another Inner Fire, which would give me a much better chance to Inner Fire my Imp Master, or the Blade Master if I get him healed all the way, or, you know, the Molushan Warden or the Snapjaw. Turn one of those things into a death machine. Or I could take the Divine Spirit, which could make any of those things very tough, which also has the advantage that it combos off the Power Word Shield, if I get that. And it can turn the without any other help, it turns the light spawn into a giant monstrosity. Oh, that's tough. Because I really want another one of each of these, and then I'd have just as many of the combo cards as a constructed deck, pretty much. But I think I'm going to take the Divine Spirit. There aren't that many cards that do geometric things. This one does it for cheap, because it's not for attack, unless you get the combo, in which case it is. It's not as versatile as the Inner Fire, but it does make something a lot more survivable. I don't know. I'm going to take that anyway. What the heck. And I really don't have that much fatness, so... the Shield Bearer would be pretty good at, like, early game, because I can keep healing him and keep him stopping things with his taunt. Or I could have a 0-4 for 1, and then next turn, Inner Fire, attack. Wahahaha. But, yeah, that would be a waste of my Inner Fire, which I'm hoping to kill people with later on. Take another Mogushan Warden, who would also protect me to a more significant degree in the mid and late game. Or a War Golem to try and win the game. And since I don't have that many kill cards, I think I'm going to take the War Golem. This is a pretty funky card late game. I've had it used against me a lot, and right, when your opponent gets down to 1 or 2 cards in hand, especially if they're not playing those cards, you can play this, get a copy of whatever thing they've been saving, and you both get the intelligence, you get to know what one of the cards in your hand was, and you get and you get a card, like it replaces itself with that card, so you're not losing any card advantages, it only costs you 1 mana. And if you wait until they only have a few things in their hand, you know you're probably getting something good. Or maybe something that's no use to them, but it's likely a more expensive card or a removal card that they've been saving. On the other hand, the Frost Elemental is pretty decent and fat, Stranglethorn Tiger is pretty decent and fat, and I still could use more like late game killing power stuff. I'm going to try and screw around with the Mind Vision, because it might be one of those things. Okay, well, given the choice between the Priestess of Crap and a River Croc, I am definitely taking a second Holy Nova. That makes my whole deck feel a lot better already. And for my last card, I already passed up one Abomination. I guess I'll pass up another one. I really love this card and never end up picking it. You can't control your deck as much. I should probably be taking him whenever he comes up anyway, but there are some other good choices. In this case, the Twilight Drake can be a really giant creature, and I can keep healing it to keep it alive. So we're going to go with that. And we have a Priest deck, and I think it is mostly just kind of slow, grindy. I don't think it has a good enough chance of, like, exploding you with the combo at the end, because, I mean, I only have 1 Inner Fire. And if I'd taken the other Inner Fire, then I wouldn't really have the combo. I would just have giving +6 attack to a Mogushan Warden or something. But I do have a fair amount of faith in the ability of priests in the arena to just, like, keep healing their stuff and being priests. I have to go first. Yeah, I'm going to keep this stuff. I've got 2 of my good 2-drop creatures. I can choose which one is more appropriate, and if I play this early on, it can be quite large. Can be sort of like this, with 2 more attack, making it much, much better. I don't know. Shamans get a lot of card advantage out of this. I'm not going to have a lot of ways to kill them. Okay. If I put this out, like, this seems like it's more survivable. I don't have any spells to use with this guy, so it's probably more likely my opponent will trade for him, but he might not. He might just kill it with something else. Or, there's a stupid enemy fairy dragon. Okay. I mean, that's perfectly fine trade for him, since he's drawing a card, and my guy's just wasted, but... I guess I play a fairy dragon for him to kill with his fairy dragon, or not. Kind of up to him. This isn't looking very promising. I think I may have built a crappy deck.
Put this apple on your head.
That's no good. You can just make a totem and cast a creature every turn, get 2 things potentially. I mean, you probably can't every turn, but yeah, not good. So this would come out as a 4/5, which is, at this point I'd almost rather have this guy for his crazy durability. And I guess since I'm only casting 1 card at a time right now, might as well just play this guy. Because whichever one I put out, their job is mostly to kill him. And he does that and survives better. Just takes up space.
Join.
Ah! Okay, that has to go. Put out one of the few things that's a higher priority than this guy. Oh man. I could heal him and get 2 cards from my opponent's deck. Or heal him and play this guy, who he could kill, but it would give me more stuff in play. Yeah, it's early yet. I'm gonna think I might actually go for the cards. See what's in there. I got expensive cards, which I'm actually okay with, because this is super good. This is another taunt. I'm going to have to fight them later, probably, but that's stuff from his deck, not from his hand. It might take a little while before you get, like, if you're not used to them. It took me a little while to stop confusing it, because there's one that takes one of your opponent's minions from their deck and puts a copy into play, which is even more messed up. You don't know what you're getting. Okay. And I'm going to take some beats, and then I get to kill this guy. Or not. Interesting. Okay. You do that. So, I can cast a giant Twilight Drake and then not do much else. But that seems like the best thing I can do for now. He's kind of large and in charge. And I have mana left to heal myself. Yay! Just wait till I get the Akanai Soul Priest in. Then I can start zapping myself, because it doesn't change your icon. And you have to remember to change gears when you put it into play, which is usually easy right when you put it into play. But then you have to remember... That's kind of annoying. But then you have to remember when it leaves play to change mental gears again. So that's not very good for this guy.
I must consider.
I think I'm going to go with this one. It's not as good as playing my own Sunwalker, but it still isn't going to die very easily, and I might have a good opportunity for a Holy Nova later. I am going to have to waste my thing just to hit that stupid bubble, which is pretty poor. But this protects him a little. And of course, I can heal it. Protects it a little bit more. Just, if I keep healing minions, like I have a lot of tough minions, especially with the 2 that I stole from his deck. I have so many tough minions, and if I keep healing them, I can get a lot more card advantage out of the same creatures than I could with another class. Which is, of course, why priests are so good. Mind control would be nice. Don't have one of those. That's very annoying, because the silence goes off before the 1 damage. Which is how the card ought to work. It'd be kind of crummy otherwise, but yeah. Very annoying. So, what are you attacking with and stuff? Well, he's still got 6 mana left. That sucks, that Earthshock just flat out kills a Twilight Drake, regardless of how tough it is. I think there may be a Holy Nova on the way. It's gonna be a good Holy Nova. And that will leave me enough mana to play something else, and yeah, it won't affect my play, because I don't have the Blade Master. That would be the sweetest, if I played the Blade Master and I got to heal him with that. But no. Okay, I got that, and then which one of these guys do I want? This one is the most aggressive by far. Yeah, it's good to play the aggressive one when the board is clear. I don't have any good way to trigger him, but if my opponent puts out something with less than 3 attack, or if I find a way to buff his toughness, that's no good. Damn it, it's gonna draw more cards. So many cards. Ah, and I don't have anything to help this guy survive either. Damn. Well, that's just unpleasant. I want to play this because it can break through that, whereas my other stuff can't. But then I can't play anything else good or protect him. I think I'm going to play the Sunwalker instead.
Truth is my shield.
Not attack with him. I'm hoping to keep him alive longer. We'll see how that works out. And I guess I'll play the Imp Master, because it puts out 2 attack, and this guy only puts out 1. Although, of course, the other guy would draw me cards. This is horrible, though. He's drawing a card every turn until I can kill this, like an extra card. I'm gonna get swamped. He's already drawn 2 more cards than me. It looks like the difference is 4, but remember, I got 2 free cards. Well, they're not free. I gained 1 card anyway from Thoughtsteal. And that didn't come out of here. That's not helpful. Really? Oh, well, she's done her job anyway. Hopefully I can get to this thing now. But those guys are all big enough to thwart him, which is pretty obnoxious. Okay. That can't hurt. I think step 1 is to use the bluegill to kill that. I think that's necessary.
I wonder.
And step 2 is to kill that thing with extreme prejudice, because holy crap. Then I guess I'm going to trade both of these guys to kill that, because if I don't, he'd have enough stuff in play to kill my War Golem. And that would not be friendly.
Let the dark in.
Probably just going to get hexed anyway. And this guy will eat him. He drew too many cards from that stupid totem. I mean, it was only 2, I guess, and it was a card, but it also ate an attack. Oh, man. He was smart enough to hex it after killing the one he wanted to kill, too. Obnoxious. Yeah, that's no good. There's a Blade Master I could have used earlier, but not as helpful right now. I think I need to play the Stranglethorn Tiger, for one. And I could play the Blade Master and heal him. He'd be a 4/5. It would take a fair amount of effort to get rid of. Or I could play the Acolyte of Pain and heal myself, and the Acolyte of Pain will draw me a card at some point. And he can kill this, as long as the Tiger lasts to get rid of that guy, which it should. Because it can't be targeted or anything, and I don't think my opponent can AoE 5 damage. I'm going to try this.
Pain speak to me.
Yep. Priests make for slow games, and actually so do shamans. Like, shamans can be very explosive, but if they're using the totems and stuff, they can really slow down the game. And this guy's a shaman with a ton of taunt. So yeah, we're destined for geological pacing here. I'm worried that it's going to swing his way, though. One Bloodlust would run over me badly.
I smell blood.
Okay, I'm getting to the point where I need my other Holy Nova. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Inner Fire. Okay, so I could nuke him down to a 1-1. Not really what I would want to do with it, but it's an option. Light Warden. Okay, I'll get something for... I'll get it attacked anyway. I'm so doomed. He's just gonna Bloodlust and kill me.
In the light's name.
Doesn't matter that I'm at 24. He can pretty much just kill me with Bloodlust. I have to kill this. It's not optional. It has taunt. So I can heal this, or I can play the Blade Master and heal him. Heal this, it can still die to that, but it won't die to, like, the 1-1s and the 2-1 and stuff like that. It's going to need 2 damage to kill her, because she's fed. This would be a 4-3, which doesn't work out that great for his forces. On the other hand, if I make him a 4-5, then he could survive any one thing. At this point, I mean, I'm not going to have the combo or anything, but it might be worth interfiring this guy, because it would tremendously reduce my opponent's ability to kill my stuff, unless he does Bloodlust. So maybe I'll do that. I won't have enough mana to play both of these guys and heal and do that. I think I'm going to play the Light Spawn. Probably dumb. I think I am going to interfire this guy. It's probably a little bit of a waste. That means I'm healing this. That makes my forces a lot more survivable, though. Okay. And then Bloodlust. Bloodlust would make me sad. Holy Nova would make me happy. If I get my Holy Nova, man. He has a giant army, which it's going to take a lot of his army to get rid of my forces without the Bloodlust. And with that guy, reduce it. I think interfiring him was important for this turn. It does mean that I don't have that explosive victory ability. But otherwise, he could kill any one thing of his choice, pretty much, and that was no help. This way, my opponent does not have a lot of army left. Really? What's your card? I was surprised that he would trade his guy for 1 health on him. I mean, I don't know. I get to find out what one of his cards is. This is a good time to have this. What are your cards? Or at least one of them. You have a Lightning Bolt. Now I have a Lightning Bolt. Ho ho ho. Now I have a machine gun. Not exactly. Probably going to play the Blade Master and heal him. I'm assuming. I need to kill the Manatide Totem. It's not optional. I'm going to do it with her. And I need to kill that, because it can kill my, heal bot. It doesn't leave me a whole lot of options. I got lots of things I can heal. So I'll play the Blade Master, and I'm going to heal him. Because he becomes the toughest of them all. Although not by much. I mean, I guess this would be a 5-5, so that would be sort of better, but he can become even tougher. And I'll keep my Lightning Bolt. Now, the funny thing is, my opponent knows that I got one of his cards, doesn't know which one until I cast it. Although, it's quite possible that he can figure out if I had the other card I would have played it. I don't know. But he didn't play it. That's not helping. Ouch. Glad I healed him. Wow, it's going to anyway. Ah, yes. Stupid lightning bolt. What is your other card? This game could go a while. The fact that my opponent drew more cards might actually win me the game at some point. War Golem. Heal him. And...
Your turn to bleed!
I'm gonna blow up the spell damage totem. I need to get control of the board here. And hopefully do some damage with him, but he's making a totem every turn. He's gonna get he's less likely to get the taunt one now, plus he doesn't have the spell power to count on. Okay. Pretty sure I can squash that thing unless he plays something crazy. Yes, you're slightly ahead on health. Good for you. Oh, I could let him get one more thing and then mind control, but yeah, no. I think the thing to do is kill that and
Your turn to bleed!
heal it for 7. I'm going to save my mind control tech, because with his totems, he could easily end up with 4 things in play, and I might get lucky. And even the healing totem would be useful for me, potentially. What you got?
I am the essence of magic!
Wow. He's probably worried about mind control, which I happen to know I don't have any of. But that's kind of scary. 5 spell damage. He can't even make another totem, so I don't have a chance of getting that. Okay. So if I lightning bolt it for 3, that's 9. This would knock it down to 2. Then I play my Soul Priest and zap it, but then I can't heal stuff. Probably worth it under the circumstances. Yeah, do something.
Embrace the void.
Now, just have to remember, this does damage as long as she's around. Actually, his healing totem will also be doing damage now, right? Or is this just mine? No, it's just my cards. Boo. That would have been hilarious. But I probably would have noticed it before now if that was possible. Anyway, I am going to save my mind control tech. I want to take control of the board, so I am going to kill the 1/1 totem. I might be able to just stall this thing out and win through fatigue. Although I can't heal until this dies, but I'm pretty sure I can engineer its death or just, like, annihilate all his forces with it. One or the other. Well, you've got a 1/3 that can attack now. Excuse me. Just never quite putting out enough stuff for the mind control tech, but I'm going to save it anyway, because you never know. I am probably going to keep killing his stuff, though. Ooh. I'm going to kill less of his stuff now. But I can heal. Aw, nice. Bodyguard is good. Well, we're going to play him.
Get behind me.
And I guess we'll heal the Blade Master. Use him to kill her. Does do healing now.
Your turn to bleed!
And strike for 7. I'm letting him build up stuff a bit, but I do have him to eat some bloodlusting or something. Killing a spell power totem would have been good, but I also got 7 damage out of the deal, so... yeah. He's forgetting he can attack me with the 1/3 there. You know what? I really liked, like, the idea of getting something from him, but blowing up all his forces and healing mine seems pretty good. So let's just do that and like go into overdrive and just win this thing.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
And I can't actually do the 12 damage, so I'm going to kill that, hit him for 7 anyway, and heal that back up to full. I believe that is game. He also only has 3 more cards left in his deck, at which point he's going to start taking escalating damage, like 1, 2, 3 every time he draws a card. Okay. So, priests make for very slow games, but they often win slow games. So, there we go. I even have a quest for it. Bonus. So we're 1-0. We have, I don't know, a pretty averagey sort of priest deck, I guess, with Hogger. Technically the combo, but not really. And no mind control, but we're going to see if we can persevere next time. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button. Or, on your touchscreen, please lick the like button. Warning, licking the touchscreen is not recommended.